We're gonna make you get in the water before we go anywhere, Mr. Healthy Puffy. This is a beautiful bay. It's been nice for 3 days to be here. Every night, it's been very peaceful. But tomorrow is Friday of a 3-day weekend, and there's gonna be boats going back and forth through here left and right. So I'm gonna try to find a more secluded spot. So, bye-bye, Twin Links Cove.
When it's not always raining, there'll be days like this. When there's no one complaining, there'll be days like this. Everything falls into place like the flick of a switch. Well, my mama told me there'll be days like this. When you don't need to worry, there'll be days like this. When no one's in a hurry, there'll be days like this. When you don't get betrayed by that old Judas cuss. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. When you don't need an answer, there'll be days like this. When you don't need a chance, there'll be days like this. When all the parts of the puzzle start to look like they fit me, then I must remember there'll be days like this. Well, everyone is up front, and I'm not playing tricks. When you don't have no freeloaders, I can get their kicks. Well, that's nobody's business.
These things are just great when it comes to tarps. You feed the line through. You see how the ball gets stuck? I actually try to put the ball on the top. Okay. Go through whatever you want or around
Okay,
whatever you
it's
want.
6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if we need this type of energy ever. Do you want me to get that stick? You want me to throw that stick? Alright, here, I'll throw it. I will throw this stick for you, buddy. You ready? He always turns the wrong way. Like he's forcing to turn left when the stick wants to go right. Look at him. That's just hard-headedness. So now he's swimming across the entire bay because he won't turn left. Look at him. Oh, now he's stuck. What do you do now? Oh, let go of it. Turn your head and pick it up a different way. Nope, nope, he won't do that. Now he's swimming backwards. Come on, bud. Now he's gonna go under the log. What an idiot. You gotta love his determination. Look at him. He's coming back with that damn Look stick. At you. You're a genius. You're awesome. Well, hard work and determination beats brains every day of the week, right?
He lost the stick. Or it sunk. It's a waterlogged stick. It sinks. Sorry, buddy. Well, I mean, how long are you going to stay out there and look for it? We usually only use 15 seconds for our shorts. Go get another stick. I'm sorry, buddy. It's okay. Come here, bud. We can use another stick. Sure, you're gonna go look for it? Beach here is extremely rare, so I'm gonna use the hell out of it. My guess is I'm not gonna be the only one here. My guess people know that this is here and they come here a lot, so people will probably boat right past me to come in here. Hopefully they'll go no wake. There's not 100 feet on either side of my boat. So 20 feet of water, 100 feet of rope. The center of the inlet here is probably 150 feet that way, 150 feet that way. So if it was any deeper of water, I couldn't anchor because I need to have at least 5 feet per foot down. So in a scenario where it gets narrower and I want to come in further, I would have to tie off to a tree and then put an anchor out behind me. So, but we don't need to do that here. Look at the boat just flipping around in there. Stunning. Just the hell was that? Had to be some kind of hunting fish going after little fish. When it comes to finding these spots or researching what I'm doing, I use Navionics. So pretty much I'll pull up the spot and right here is the little red arrow is where we're at in Lyon County. And then it will give you a breakdown of what the actual anchorage. This one says just upstream from Daymark 29.1, straight in 20 plus feet of water all the way back to the back, very private and secluded. As you can see, it kind of tells everything about it. It's pretty cool. When I stayed in Arizona and New Mexico, I learned how it was to, hey buddy, give me a minute here, to have vertical spaces in front of me versus just living on a place that had flat ground. So if I were to look at a forest where I grew up, you would just see these front trees, kind of like this right here. All you see is these front trees, right? And that, if you look at my hand, that's like seeing the first finger on my hand, right? But as soon as I turn my hand up, you see how you can see the second row of trees, third and fourth row of trees, and the fourth row of trees can reach, even though they're 55 feet, because there's so much up on the cliff, they're reaching 2 and 3 times higher than the first row and second row of trees. So if you look at this forest, I am actually seeing, a good quarter mile of the forest stretched out in front of me going up. Right? Because there's cliffs on both sides of this water. And I don't know that I understood that until I went camping and spent hours looking through binoculars at the side of mountains. Either looking down on a valley or looking up on a mountain, you can see, I don't even want to give it a percentage, but so much more of the nature because it's laid out in front of you up, as it's going up in the air. Or down, depending on how you're looking at it. Look at this gorgeous, beautiful place. So I tend to try to, I don't know, some people would call this a bowl, where I'm in the middle of the bowl and you can look out and around. I tend to try to find those spots. And it just gives you a gorgeous, look at the sunset. It's going to go over that forest right there. The sunrise is going to be right behind me. It's just amazing. But if you just take the time to pay attention, you'd see there's a lot more nature around than you think. And there's also a lot of frisbee left. That's not a frisbee anymore. They're everywhere. Oh, you're such a cute little frog. River, don't step on the frog. River, leave the frog alone. Get back, you're gonna kill the little frog. Get on, buddy, I'll save you. I'll save you, buddy. River, get back. No. We're gonna go to the woods. There you go. There you go. Just this little ravine here. And it just washes all the sand and muck off of the forest right out here and deposits. Bam! And now we have a sandy beach. And most of Kentucky are rock beaches. Rock beaches. So this is rare and beautiful. And he's up on that tree trunk. He's been wanting to run along here because we've been hearing animals at night running along here, breaking branches and stuff. So he's been wanting to explore over here. Look at him. Come here, Riv. Come here, bud. Riv, look at him following his nose. There's something right there. Hey, you're gonna get in trouble. Oh, he's just going potty. Come here. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Look at his nose. He can't listen. Come here. Come here. Come here, bud. I see. Look at. There's got to be some kind of dog over here, like a wolf or something. Like a coyote. Oh, he's going to do a deuce. Oh, no, he's rolling. Hey, you're not going to be let on the sailboat if you smell. Just ran into a spider web. I tend to take a minute to see what spider that could be on me, and I look around and look at this guy. Middle of the day hunting. Yep. That's a good spot. Look at his home. In case it's raining, he's got a little home underneath the leaf. It's cool. I'm gonna leave him alone. I wrecked his web. I am definitely noticing a disproportionate amount of fallen logs along in this area, which means it takes on heavy wind. Yeah, look at all of them. And they're not all old trees. Look, that's not an old tree at all. Yeah. So something happens here every once in a while to get it windy. And I've been in little like bowl type situations like this where you think you're protected from all angles. But if the wind gets in, it starts to swirl in a way where you can't predict what's going to happen from one minute to the next. And it starts to be you're better off just pulling out a little bit into head-on wind and dropping an anchor rather than spinning. That's happened to me in the houseboat several times. There's our boat. Look at our homes down there. There it is. So the mast is 35 feet. I'm up about probably 20 feet on it. On this hill. Just to give you the height reference or what I'm seeing anyways. I suck at those type of things. If you ask me how much snow there is, I could say 5 inches and it'll be 2. Yeah, I'm horrible at it. Or I'll say 1 inch and it'll be a foot. I got the generator going and I'm charging all of my batteries. My dog's completely charged. You don't really, I mean the generator's running right now, you don't really hear it. Oh, I mean you hear the fans over the generator, but you feel it. The generator vibrates the front. Once it hits this bulkhead, it stops vibrating, but this bulkhead forward vibrates. So running it while you're sleeping would, I mean, I probably could do it, but it would suck.
I'd say I've seen some beautiful days. I've walked countless coastlines, awoken to mountaintops. I have seen death and birth and kissed good lips. I don't need a music machine telling me what a good story is. Matter of fact, I've never asked nothing from nobody. I've taken my motorbike down the Pacific 101 and I have stood atop the Empire State Building with my father. I've ridden the fear, although I was afraid every single time. I've learned that every waking moment is enough, and excess never leads to better things. It only piles and piles atop the things that are already abundantly in front of you, like breathing and chasing and slow dancing and love making, fighting and laughing. I am unhinged, unworthy, and distasteful to mostly everyone I meet. However, I am loyal to a fault to anyone I find kindness in. I do not and will not fear tomorrow because I feel as though today has been enough. And I got no hate in my heart for anything, anywhere, or anyone. And I think Fear and Friday's got an awful lot in common. They're overdone and glorified and always leave you wanting. Yeah, I think Fear and Friday's got an awful lot in common. They're overdone and glorified and they always leave you wanting.
Well, it's cleaning day. And I decided, since I have my battery, house batteries right here, and I want to clean up this area. I've already cleaned up half of it. And essentially this is all sails. And then there's a really big heavy box in the back corner that used to make the boat sit right, but now that I have my gas tank that's underneath here completely full, the boat is sitting not right. So I want to either move that or get rid of it. We're gonna find out when we get in here. This is Cricket's domain. What I really should do is get rid of this cushion, although it would be impossible to replace it. Like, I mean, this is where you should sleep. It's such a big area to sleep. Maybe put a board on top of this. But I should have her litter pan be right here. That's what I need to do. And stop having it be underneath the kitchen table. Alright, so I already got one of the sails out, which is a 100. I have my 120 on right now, and then a 100. Then I have spinnaker, and then a storm jib, which is basically a small little triangle with a window through it so you can see while you're going through a storm, essentially. Alright, let's get in here. A couple of things that I have pulled out of here. Look how big it is, by the way. Just like show signs of there being water when it rains or something. So I'm going to crawl back in there, see if there's some kind of leak. But look at... Yeah, I remember this just basically being books that I wanted to keep, which makes no sense. I've read that micro shelter book like 4 times. It's books on how to build a canoe, compact, tiny spaces. This was back before I built my own stuff. I used to read it. This is probably the most important book I've ever read. And you can buy it at any library. Very cheap. I think the price is written right on it. Something like, yeah, $8.98. And it, almost 90% of the stuff I do in the wilderness came from me reading this book. So, and it's not hard to read. It's made for high school graduates to read. So, and how to survive in tropical savanna, how to make a home, how to make a fire without smoke, how to purify water, how to get water. This is just a wound. Yeah, how to do all the, yeah, oh, look at this stuff. So I'm going to keep this. Don't know why I'm carrying around all these things. Boat builders. Yeah, like I've read every one of these, so I don't know that I need to keep them. I just, for some reason, feel like I would go back and look at them again, but in reality, I'm more likely to go on YouTube and watch a video of someone doing it. So I'm going to put these books. Next time I go to the marina for gas, I'm going to drop these off at the marina for people. But I'm going to keep, this was a gift from my last girlfriend. So I'm going to keep this. She got it when she was a kid, and she thought I would use it on my travels. And it is. Field and Forest Handbook. It's a good book. Look how badly, look how my farewell to arms. Look at this. Jesus. I read that more than once, eh? And then Alaska. I don't need to keep magazines with me. I was reading this. Then I just downloaded it on, I got to, let's see, not very far. The third or fourth, you could see where the paper been, third or fourth chapter. What is it, 187? And I'm like, dude, I'm just going to download this. So I got it on Audible. It's a great book. Yeah, it's an awesome book. I suggest it for anyone who has a month. Sailing for Dummies. I'm going to keep that. Everyone should have a copy of that. We got bushcraft down there. So I'm going to keep the little books. Maybe the bold. I don't know that I need to keep any of these. We'll see. I'll probably keep 4 or 5 of them just to have on the bookshelf. It's something to read when I'm bored and have no internet. So this is my 170. Most people don't even own something like this. It is a light air sail, so it's made with, look how thin it is. It's very thin, right? And it covers the entire front triangle plus another 70% of the boat. So when you put it up, the entire boat is pretty much sail. That's when I'm in, 5 mile an hour wind, but I still want to move along faster than 2.5 knots. So you put this up and it's catching every ounce of wind that it can grab. So, some point I'll go over this, but unless you're going dead downwind, for the most part, you're being pulled along by the wind by using lift with a sail, and you're not being pushed. So essentially, and I'll actually pull out a picture or a diagram and show this at some point, but the wind goes around the outside of the sail. It takes a little bit longer than the wind that's cutting on the inside of the sail. And as long as both of the winds are sticking to the ridge of the sail, it is actually pulling the sail along because of the difference that it's taking, almost creating a void behind the sail where that other wind is sucking in. So it's pretty cool. Once the telltales are both lined up, and you got wind going along the whole length of the sail, you get a pretty good movement, pretty good lift. So. All right, well. You could definitely see where the leak is. It's right up in that corner, right by the chain, not the chain plate, right by the cleat. So I'm going to take a look at that upstairs and see if I can seal it. And then, I got to put this on the list of things to paint in here. So maybe when we get to Cuba Landing, we'll put the cat and dog in the houseboat and paint. Do some painting and some fiberglassing in this boat for a few days. Get it solid. We want it to be solid so we can go places and not worry about it breaking in half. Alright, so I'm going to head to shore, which means I'm going to take the garbage, because there is a dumpster right by some campsites right on shore, and River and I are going to go for a walk. This is how this has ended up. So basically I got 3 sails stacked up right there. 1 tool set in my book bag right there. Those are the only 2 things that are heavy enough that could hurt Cricket. The black thing sliding, she'll get out of the way. It would hit her legs at first. And then everything else is gone. The books and everything I'm going to take and leave at the marina tomorrow morning. She was not disturbed at all by me cleaning the closet. She just slept in the front bedroom the whole day. But I was able to find one of my yearbooks. My freshman yearbook was in that box. And here's a quick picture of me then. As always, River jumps in the boat before anyone else. So I got my garbage and we're ready to go to shore. Go for a walk and get rid of it. Alright, off to the store. 3 bags of ice, meat, creamer. 3 bags of ice, meat, creamer. 3 bags of ice, meat, creamer. Don't forget any of them. 3 bags of ice.
Neat. Coffee cream. Let's make a dance. 3 days, nice. Gotta come here. Don't forget it, Martin.